This was by far the worst acne I've ever had in my life, and it was triggered by steroid medication. Today, I wanted to share how I healed my skin and how I went from this to this. So let's get into it. My acne story is a little bit complicated, so I'm gonna try to make this quick. In 2020, I got really sick and I had an antibiotic resistant bacterial infection. I had a lupus flare-up. I had multiple organ failures, including kidney failure. I was actually in the hospital for almost 3 months. While I was in the hospital, I was on a lot of treatments, including dialysis, plasmapheresis, blood transfusions. I was also on a lot of medications. One of the medications that I was on was on steroids. That's really important if you're having a lupus flare-up. So even after I left the hospital, I was still on a lot of drugs and I was on steroids still. As I was recovering from that whole experience, I still had my moon phase. I still was pretty weak. Unfortunately, I started breaking out. It was like a slow creep. It went from, it's okay, to like really bad, really fast. So I asked my doctor, why am I breaking out? Is this normal? And he was just like, yeah, it's normal. It's from your steroids. So I was like, okay, is there anything I can do about that? There wasn't much I could do. It wasn't based on eating healthy and drinking water, even though I was already doing those things because I was trying to recover and heal the rest of my body as well. After everything I had been through, I was upset and heartbroken. I really just wanted to restart my life. I was at that point where I was actually starting to feel like myself again and I was getting my confidence back. But here I was being tested again with my skin. And a lot of people are like, that's not so deep, but it is deep. That's kind of like the long story short of how I had this acne from steroid medications. Later on, I'm going to share how I progressed off of that as well. Even though it was like really upsetting that I couldn't control this acne at the time, first thing I had to do was work on my mindset. When you have acne like this, you can't fix it from your diet and from eating healthy. I had to shift from being defeated and being really sad and upset about it to finding a way to be more empowered in how I take care of myself. And I'm a certified nutrition coach. I've been in health and wellness for over 10 years. I know that anytime something is happening with the skin, you have a lot of acne, that's often signs of inflammation within the body or disharmony within the body. And most times it's your body trying to get things out of your system. So it's trying to clear it out through your skin. Your skin is the largest organ of your body. So of course, if there's anything wrong in your body, it's going to show on your skin. Once I reminded myself of that, I understood this is a natural part of what's going on. I'm not a person that usually takes a whole bunch of medication. So of course my body would react like this. Instead of feeling frustrated, I had to tell myself I have to trust this process and know that my body knows exactly what it needs to do. I just had to accept it's gonna get better. My acne is gonna get better. My skin is gonna get super clear and it's gonna be a thing of the past. I just trusted that and used that as my mindset and as my affirmations. I know it's hard in this journey because I felt like a lot of emotions too. When I got upset, I would be like, no, calm down. It's gonna get better. Like, things are gonna get better. When you think can get better, then it will. Once I made that shift, it allowed me to be more patient, and then it also allowed me to find more solutions to my skin issues, which I probably wouldn't have found if I was just complaining and like being upset about it. After my whole journey, mindset is everything, because if you cannot cultivate a good attitude when you're going through a bad situation, you're really disempowered, and it's all because of your own thoughts and your own mind. But just believing that your body is doing what it needs to do to help you clear out whatever's going on in your body is one thing, and trusting that your body can heal. Next thing that I would want to go into is how can you reduce inflammation with diet and lifestyle? Everybody always talks about having an anti-inflammatory diet, and this is exactly what I was doing. I had a lot of food restrictions because of my kidneys being recovering, my heart, my lungs were being recovered, also with my lupus. So that was something that I was already doing. So it wasn't like an extra thing I had to add on. But if you're not currently doing that, I would suggest you start focusing on your diet. And even though you're taking these medications or you're on steroids, it might not reduce the acne really quickly, but what it will do is reduce the inflammation and stress on your body. This can make a huge difference in your overall health and your mental well-being. Sometimes having acne can really mess with your mindset and mess with your self-esteem a lot. So if you're able to eat a better diet, you can feel better from the inside out. I know people don't like hearing that, but it's true. This way you can have the peace of mind that you're still taking care of yourself. Even though you can't change this acne immediately, you can work on changing your diet. So there are a few things that I focus on to reduce inflammation. You want to be avoiding inflammatory foods. And I know a lot of people don't like to use the word inflammation. In Asian culture, we call it hochida, and it's literally inflammation. We really believe in this, and we all are well aware of this. It's not something weird or taboo like in Western culture where it's like inflammation, it doesn't exist. exist? Yes, it absolutely does. You obviously avoid foods that trigger your acne. If you know what those are, then you definitely want to avoid those. So for example, they can be fried food, dairy, gluten, excessive processed sugar, nuts. Everyone is different. So I'm not telling you to avoid all of these things, but you need to make smart decisions based off of your own body and how you feel. I want you to focus instead on having a whole foods diet. So that means meat is meat, rice is rice, vegetables is vegetables. You try to use natural seasonings as much as possible. I also supplemented with vitamins and fish oil or nutrients to combat the inflammation. For me, I'm not just combating my acne inflammation, I'm combating the inflammation from lupus and from needing to heal my body overall. The next thing would be stress. You want to focus on managing your stress. How do you deal with your stress? Because if you don't have things to take your mind off of your acne, you're gonna obsess about it. And I've definitely had moments of doing that. You wanna find things that help relieve stress. So for me, journaling is one of those things. I journal every morning, practice gratitude. I would practice scripting. I would just be writing little passages like, I'm so happy my skin is so clear. I'm so happy my acne is completely gone. I would write that even though my face was roiled with acne. Stress is a major thing that can cause more stress, which can potentially cause more acne. And lastly, sleep. So sleep is obviously important to heal your body. And at that time, I definitely needed that, but it was kind of challenging because I was dealing with all of these meds and they were really messing me up all at the same time. When you're sleep deprived, your body can't properly heal its skin. You want to make sure that you are managing to get a good amount of sleep and sleeping at the same time and waking up at the same time every single day as much as possible. These changes within your diet are not going to immediately get rid of your acne overnight, especially if it's caused by steroids. If it's not caused by steroids, then potentially it can make a huge difference because I did that before in my 20s. It helps create a healthier environment inside your body. So once your skin is clear, you don't really have to stress so much because you have the right diet and the right lifestyle to kind of help you support having clear skin. Let's move on to the next part, which is more of the skincare and exactly what I did. When it comes to treating acne, there's actually two ways to treat it. First way is to hydrate it, or the second one is to dry it out. Most of the times when I had acne in my 20s and in my teenage years, it used to dry on my skin because we use a lot of salicylic acid, or we go to the derm and they give us medication. It'll dry your skin out and it'll weaken your skin barrier. Instead, I started to learn more about Asian skincare where the focus was on hydrating the skin, which this was a new concept for me. Once I learned more about this and how if you hydrate your skin, it can also help heal your skin barrier, and it really worked for me. And that's kind of my philosophy now. I try to hydrate my face rather than dry out my face. Here are some of the products and what I did that helped me keep my skin hydrated, but also dealt with my acne and was easy to do in my routine. When I first started getting acne, I panicked. I went straight to my aloe gel. If you don't know me, I've been using aloe gel for years and years. I literally put it on cuts, burn, pimples. I've been doing this for a really, really long time. Like, aloe gel is literally my Windex. I put that thing on everything. It's amazing. Aloe gel is like so powerful. It's antibacterial, antifungal. It's just great for acne. Here's how I use it, and I don't think a lot of people use it this way. So this is my secret special tip on how I use aloe gel for acne specifically. First, I always keep it in the fridge, so it's always cold. And you want to do this on a clean face as well. You'll take the aloe and you'll do like a thick amount and you'll just cover your face. Your face is like super hot because it's like inflamed, a lot of inflammation. You're gonna use that aloe to calm the skin. Here's the thing that you need to do. Once the aloe, because it's cold, you'll know from the touch, but it starts getting warm really, really quickly because it's absorbing the heat from your face. Once that is warm, the aloe, you wipe it off and you put another layer on, and you keep doing that until it like absorbs the heat out and you feel comfort and the inflammation has calmed down. So you do that until you feel a lot better. So sometimes that can be 3 times, sometimes that can be 5 times. It helped with the redness, the heat, the pain. The aloe gel that I use specifically is free of parabens and fragrances. So you might want to look out for that because those can be more irritating on your skin as well. And mine also has certain botanical extracts that really helped. You can do this literally every single day. And at one point I literally did do it every day and it made a huge difference for me. Next thing I discovered is that Asian people do sheet masks every single day. And honestly, it makes so much sense because you want to hydrate your skin every day. It's an affordable and easy way to do that. You don't need to get surgery, which I'm trying to avoid. I started doing a sheet mask every day as well, but specifically I would do a black charcoal mask that was specifically for acne that had tea tree oil in it. I actually love tea tree oil for everything, for acne, for seborrheic dermatitis. Sheet masks are a game changer, so if you can add that into your routine, that would be amazing. The next game changer for me was moringa oil. I gotta put you on. So it's a lightweight oil packed with antioxidants and fatty acids that hydrate the skin without clogging the pores, so it's non non-comedogenic, it's antibacterial, antifungal, it's nourishing, and it calms irritated skin. It's gonna make your skin feel really soft and nice at the same time. It feels luxurious too when you do it. Make sure that the oil you get is 100% pure cold pressed moringa oil that's in a dark glass bottle. The brand I actually get is from a black owned small business. They actually get their moringa from small farms in Ghana. It's doing good for your skin, but it's also doing good in the world as well, and that's why I really like this brand. I'm gonna list them below as well. Moringa oil, absolutely game changing. I still use it every single day. Like, I stopped using it for a little while and I started adding it back in, and I was like, this literally gives you an instant glow up too, and it's like all natural. The last product I used was a foam cleanser. Somewhere along the way I read that if you have irritated skin, sensitive skin, you should be using a foam cleanser. So I was like, okay, bet. And I got a foam cleanser, and I got a Japanese brand that again has acne specific foam cleansers. So I use that. So now that I don't really have acne, I switched to their normal one. It feels so nice, and your skin doesn't feel like super tight afterwards like most cleansers. If you can do foam cleansers, that's better for your skin. These are the main products that I used during that time. So I really recommend minimizing the amount of products you use. Asian skincare, they talk about having multi-step skincare routines. I've tried them, and sometimes I feel like it's a little bit too complex. Less is more, especially when you have acne. You really need to think about what are the main products you need for your face that's gonna make the most difference. So let's go into my step-by-step skincare routine. Let's start with my evening routine, and then the morning routine will make more sense. But we're gonna start backwards. I start by double cleansing my face with the foam cleanser. If you have acne or if you have sensitive skin, you should double cleanse your face at night. So basically I wash my face twice with the foam cleanser. I know usually you do like an oil cleanser with like a foam cleanser, but I didn't have that at the time. I do that sometimes now, but I still go to my foam cleanser because it's just so much easier. And afterwards, you have to pat your face dry, and I would use disposable cloths or paper towels to pat dry my face, which is still something that I still do today because I still get kind of freaked out because bacteria gets trapped in your towels, and I'm just not really down for it even after you wash it. So I didn't want to take a chance back then, and I still don't take a chance now. Then after cleansing, I would either use the aloe gel like how I explained earlier, or I'll just go straight to the moringa oil, and I'll do 1 to 2 pumps. You don't need a lot. It does so much with just 1 to 2 pumps. It's so good. One thing that I didn't mention was that later on, when my acne was like kind of betterish, but still not betterish, I started adding retinol into my nighttime routine, and I would just put it all over my face. I would do that maybe like once or twice a week, but I would be really cautious with it because it is really drying. Also makes your skin more sensitive to the sun. If you're able to get just a plain retinol, that would be helpful. Nowadays, I'll do spot treatment because sometimes when I'm about to have my period, I'll have some acne and I'll put some retinol on spot treatments. And sometimes I'll do it all over my face too because it also helps your skin texture too, which is really nice. That's my evening routine. So let's move into the morning routine. So when I wake up in the morning time, I will wash my face with cold water only. So I'll rinse my face with cold water, pat dry, obviously brush my teeth and all that stuff too. You don't need to know that. It doesn't have to do with my skin. But then I would ice my face. And this is a really budget-friendly way. I just use a mini ice pack, and I would wrap it in a disposable cloth and just hold it on my face like this and this for a couple minutes until I felt like satisfied and I felt soothed. It was really painful. It was really inflamed. Ice really makes a difference. That's a huge way to reduce the inflammation for your acne, but it also helped my moon face a lot. So after icing, I'd either do a sheet mask or I would do aloe gel first, so the same routine, and then I would wash my face again with cold water and put a sheet mask on there. That's what I would do. Some days I would do both. Some days I would do either or. It just depended on my mood. And after that, I did moringa oil. If I was going out of the house, I would have sunscreen. And if I wasn't going out of the house, I didn't do sunscreen. So that's the morning and evening routine that I did at that time. But one other thing that I did that made a difference was avoiding makeup as much as I could. I know it's really tough because if you have to be out and about, you can't just do that. But at the time, you could wear a mask. I mean, you could still wear a mask now, but it really allows your skin time to breathe. So I did that for as much as I possibly could. Less is more to healing your acne. These are the main products that I used to heal my acne. The most important thing to remember is that it takes time to heal. There's not a quick fix. Don't get discouraged when you don't see results right away. As my steroids got reduced, my moon face went down and my acne started going down. You're not going to always be on steroids forever, so please just try to be patient with yourself and give yourself as much love as you possibly can. Stick to a routine. If you're super busy, you can't fit all of this in, then maybe you'll do aloe gel like a couple times a week or a sheet mask a couple times a week instead of every day. So you're gonna have good days and bad bad days. So just keep trying your best, trust the process, commit to a routine that you can handle and that makes you feel good. You want to take care of your skin and trust the process, but you also want to take care of yourself and your mental health and make sure that you're feeling good about where you are, even when you're dealing with a lot of heavy acne. I've been there before, so I know exactly how that feels. So I hope these tips help you on your acne healing journey. If you like this video and you found it helpful, please like and subscribe. I make new videos every single week. If you have any questions, leave them below, and I will see you in the next video.